I was just looking around the crowd, and I think I should also add Buenas noches, Malolele, Talofa, Ohio, and if I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Iowa, Kansas. Anyway, it's good to have you all here this evening. And as Lee said, I'd like to start out telling you what happened to my husband when he used these products. It'll give you an idea of what we're going to talk about tonight. His name is Lee. He's an aerospace engineer, and a few years ago he was traveling regularly to Canada, working on their air traffic control system for them. And one Sunday afternoon in his hotel room, he suddenly developed a blinding headache and realized that he couldn't move anything on the left side of his body. So he managed to call with his other hand, and the hotel rushed him to the hospital, and they verified there that he had had an explosion in his brain. Now, most of us in Nikken are not medical professionals, and with the exception of one or two items, our products are not medical devices. So we don't use medical terms. We're not professionals. But in Lee's case, you could say that he had had a real stroke of bad luck. So, maybe I introduced that too long, you forgot what I was saying. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, I rushed up there, they kept him in the hospital for about 2 weeks, and when the doctor released him to me, he was still in a wheelchair, and in the same condition as when he entered the hospital. And the doctor said if he's to have any hope of regaining some of what he's lost here, he's going to need extensive physical therapy, occupational therapy, all that kind of stuff, probably for at least a year or two. So I brought him home. This all came out of a clear blue sky when he was only about, I think he was 56 at the time. And he was so depressed. He had no intention of doing what the doctors were telling him he had to do. He just thought it was hopeless. So he was just going to sit in his big easy chair and let the rest of the world go by. And I was picturing spending the rest of my life buttoning buttons and cutting his food and all that kind of stuff. So things did not look good. So one of my dear friends that I've known excuse me, since the 8th grade had just come back from a trip to Hawaii. And she called us when she heard what happened to Lee, and she said, I've just found some really neat things that this doctor is using in her practice over there, and I want to see if they might help Lee. Well, when she said magnets, we thought, oh my gosh, what sort of voodoo is this? Doesn't the woman know how serious this is? Does she think something like magnets could help him? But we didn't want to hurt her feelings, so we said, sure, come on over. So the first thing she did is she put a pair of these mag steps down in front of his chair. She said, I want to see if these make you stronger. So he looked at me and rolled his eyes like, what have you gotten me into now? But since he couldn't move, he was a captive audience. So Judy and I pulled him up out of his chair, and he stepped onto the mag steps. And after about 5 or 10 seconds, his eyes started to get wide, and he said, I don't know how to explain this, but it's like I can feel energy coming up through my feet and legs. I don't know what it is, but I know I need this. So Judy loaned him those mag steps, which he wore 24 hours a day. Even when he went to bed at night, he put them in his hospital booties. During the day, he sat on the car seat in his big chair. And at night, he slept on the mattress pad. And without any further medical intervention of any kind, every day that went by, he just felt more and more energetic and more like doing things. So he started just doing a little bit at a time. And in 30 days, he was driving and back at work again, virtually over all of the problems. And this wasn't one of those TIAs, you know, one of those transient little teeny things that people have that kind of come and go. It was a major brain damage type of situation. So when that happened, we knew we had to tell as many people as possible about our experience, because we could think of lots of people that were facing similar health problems. Maybe they were going to have some sort of horrible surgery that may or may not work for them. Maybe they were going to be on some kind of drug for the rest of their life that would do other kind of damage. So we just started telling everybody we knew, and before we knew it, we had our own Nikken business. And it's been really neat because to be able to earn an income and help a lot of people at the same time, it's just a very satisfying thing. And we've really made a lot of friends, and we feel really good about it. For those of you, how many people are here for the first time again? Oh, goody, lots of you. Well, most Americans still have not really heard much about the Nikken Corporation. In spite of the fact that they are already a global giant, they've been in business since 1975, started in Japan, of course, and now we're in, what, about 30 countries or so around the world? 31. A new one seems to be added every month. I wonder what they'll do when they run out of countries, possibly the moon or Mars or something. But anyway, and let's see, for those of you who are interested in the business aspect, I might mention that the company is just as solid as a rock. They have a 5A1 Dun & Bradstreet, which is the highest you can get. Just a tiny little percentage of companies get that rating. They have large cash amounts on hand. They pay cash for virtually everything. When they opened their new headquarters over here in the Irvine Spectrum, they're on 14 acres, which they bought for cash, built a state-of-the-art, beautiful facility, 215,000 square feet. Incidentally, they give tours every day, twice a day. And I'd really recommend that you go over and check it out if you're interested in the business, because it's very, very impressive. So they have no long-term debt, and the business is growing incredibly fast. The confidence that they have here in North America encouraged them to actually move the headquarters from Japan to Irvine. So it's really neat for us because we have them right here in our backyard. We can go over there and so forth. It's really a nice thing. But feel free to check out the company further because it's really a very, very solid outfit. You know how some companies have a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan? They have a 100-year plan. So this company is going to be around, and they're going to continue to make these incredibly unique products that are behind me here. Okay, what are they all about? Oh, thank goodness. A few more words than I would have made. Thank you. Okay, what about these products? It seems that 70 million or so of us are having a lot of trouble with sleep nowadays. Probably because of the type of lives we lead nowadays, so much stress, shooting each other on the freeway, that kind of thing. It's bound to keep you up at night if you go through that during the day. Well, the very core of our product line is our sleep system. I was just doing a little bit of reading here about how important good sleep is, and we'll hear a little more about that later. Here was an article that was in the Register last week, and this is the head of the Sleep Disorder Center at Hoag Hospital saying, quote, "Healthy sleep has been proven to be the single most important determinant in predicting longevity, more influential than diet, exercise, or heredity." I mean, that's pretty darn important. And then there was another one here about how learning is enhanced by getting good sleep. The only time your body can heal itself is when you're in a deep sleep at night. And if you constantly wake up during the night not sleeping well, you never heal. We'll hear more about that later on, but we just can't emphasize enough the importance of getting a good sleep. How many of you here have slept on the sleep system? Was it the most wonderful sleep you've ever had? Would you trade it for anything in the world? No. I remember I used to be an insomniac, and the first night that I slept on that mattress, I remember laying down, and then the alarm went off, and I got up, and my hair wasn't even messed up. I just slept so soundly that I didn't even move, I don't think. It was just wonderful. Anyway, it's wonderful. You can't have anything better for your basic health than a good night's sleep. Okay. When I first became a distributor or a consultant, when you said magnets, people looked at you really strangely. Now there's been enough publicity and so forth on TV and magazines and everything that it doesn't sound quite so strange anymore. If you look really closely when you're watching a professional sporting event on TV, very frequently you'll see some of these products being used on the athletes after they've exerted themselves or gotten hurt or something. Thank you again. So now it really isn't such a strange thing. It's a lot easier to talk about, and they're doing more and more studies all the time. A lot of studies have already been done in foreign countries, but you have to repeat them here. So you'll find it more and more common to hear about these products. People are actually looking for them now. Here's Jane Brody, who's the health writer for the New York Times, saying, "Is relief of pain in the magnets or in the mind?" And she goes on to say that she tried them for her tennis elbow, and sure enough, it worked for her. So it's definitely a new technology, new to us anyway, whose time has come. For many, many years, magnets have been used on racehorses and animals. And it seems funny that people would wait so long to think, gee, maybe it would work on people too. But it's becoming more and more common, so you don't have to think it's such a strange thing anymore. And the other technology, far infrared, you're starting to see a little bit on that too when you read magazines and so forth. So we're a bit ahead of the game here, and it's quite a position to be in when this new market is going to come at a time when people, especially the baby boomers, are looking for ways to stay young, stay feeling young, stay healthy. The timing just simply couldn't be better. Now, I'm not going to talk any more about the business this evening because I know a lot of you want to see the products. But do feel free afterwards to ask any of us any questions you might have, and we'll be happy to answer them. Okay, let me give you a little background on our next speaker. Dr. Moscos originally came with his wife and family from South Africa back in the early 60s. He received his training both as a chiropractor and naturopathic physician here in the U.S. And now you might say, well, a chiropractor. I've been to one of those before. They're just some sort of ordinary bone-crunching people. No, not in this case. Dr. Moscos gives new meaning to the term holistic. He has a tremendous background in all sorts of disciplines: nutrition, acupuncture, the magnetic and far infrared technologies. Something's wrong with you, he pretty much can figure out what it is. So to have his knowledge shared with us on these products is really a tremendous benefit for us, and we're very appreciative that he's here this evening. A couple of years ago, he had occasion to treat one of the members of the Saudi Arabian royal family, and he was able to keep one of the princes from having to have back surgery over at Hoga Hospital. So they asked him to come to Saudi Arabia and be the royal chiropractor. And after a while, he and his wife did go and spent 5 years there. And he gained quite a bit of fame in the area because chiropractic was unknown until that point in the Middle East. And he also traveled to England quite a bit, where he became quite well known. And the BBC asked him to be part of a special documentary they did on combining the best of Eastern and Western medicine. So we're very fortunate that he's back now. He's reopened his practice over near John Wayne Airport, and he's going to demonstrate some of the products for us. And any of you people that are here for the first time, you probably think that we're exaggerating when we talk about these things. So please, when he asks for volunteers, please come on up and try them out. It's the only way you'll really know that we are telling the absolute truth. It may seem too simple, but these things really do what they're supposed to do. So please welcome Dr. Garrett Moscos.
Turn that down, Tom. I need space, because I can't stand in one spot. Okay. I bet. Ooh, that's loud. Oh, I forgot there's somebody taking pictures. We make a new entrance.
No, I'll make a dramatic exit.
Good evening. Welcome to the center. Yeah, just let me pick up on Pat's story quick, because I sent for Lee's file from Canada. When I read the file, this is prior to even seeing him, I expected him to come into my office in a wheelchair. And the guy walked into my office as if nothing was wrong. And when I read the file, we had the we had the stroke of bad luck, per se, was an area in the brain that you will see people or patients who have that type of problem, after 2 years of rehabilitation, will end up in a wheelchair or in a walker with partial paralysis. So, you know, you have to kind of start figuring out what happened. Even Lee, when he, I believe when he sat on the Kinko seat pad in the chair, was it the pad, right? Because he told me, and I can't remember this, he said that when he sat on the seat pad, he started looking around to see where it was plugged in. So you see, what it tells us is that when the brain is traumatized, it's looking for energy. That's as simple as you can get. Because there's just one little phrase you must remember in life, all life on Earth, that all life is electrons in motion, period. That's what it's all about. Because your body is atoms, ions, protons, neutrons, electrons. You agree with that? You don't? You agree with it? Because that's the way it is. And the strange thing is just simple physics. The strange thing is that when you put a magnetic influence or a magnetic field, if you put it to the body's atoms and ions and electrons, they start to move. So electrons move in a magnetic field, an influence. So when an electron moves, it makes its own magnetic energy field. That's why you have an electric, not electric, but a magnetic energy field. The field that we know as energy is magnetic. And it matches the Earth, because the Earth's magnetic field is like 2 to 18 cycles a second, and yours is the same. It's a perfect match. Very low-powered magnetic field. And again, the second technology we have to use to live on this Earth is the sun's energy in the form of far infrared. Far infrared, you can't see it. It's heat. Your body puts out heat, it's far infrared. It matches the sun. So here we got the sun and the Earth, both have energy fields, and we live in this area. And so, yes. I didn't do it. So, this thing's awful. Give the feedback. Just help me down the stomach and hear some growls. Can you still hear me? That's pretty loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is we are in these two energy fields that keeps us going, because the brain has to have a charge. We have to have energy. Something has to give us, something has to make our electrons move. And it has to be a magnetic energy field. And it's all around us. You can't see it, but it's here. Except, as we sit in this room, which has electric wires and walls, it's got concrete on the floor, it's got steel rebars, we have AC current. So, guess what? These are all degausses. You know what a degaus is? The strength of a magnet is called the Gauss. G-A-U-S-S. G-A-U-S-S. It's named after a German fellow who discovered whatever it is. And so when you apply electricity, especially AC current, which is alternating current, to a low-grade magnetic field, it degausses it. It starts to cause a depression in the magnetic field. It actually rubs it. It's energy. So you can bring it down. And then just think about how many billions and billions of kilowatts of electric power we actually make around the world, right? Production. And it's all in the air. It's destroying the Earth's magnetic field. Science tells us that. Science is actually stuff you can read in the libraries and also on the internet. The scientists in the last, they figured 200 years that the Earth's magnetic field has gone down as much as 50 to 60%. So we started to feel it. You go with it. And that's why we have so much illnesses in the world today. Because most of the illnesses, most of the illnesses today are not pure sicknesses from disease, it's malfunction. That's what it is. So we're getting back to this degaussing thing. It's one of the worst things you can be under is electric lights. It's a tremendous degausser. And so that's why in today's world we should call electricians degassers. New name for electricians. I like his little quips like that. Always tell them. You know, if they say if a priest can be defrocked and a lawyer can be debarred, then why can't an electrician be delighted? I'm wearing my cowboy boots here. Why can't cowboys be deranged? Like that. So yeah, it goes on and on. But anyhow, this is what we're talking about, strictly energy. It's energy that keeps us going. If there's some way you could put yourself in an anti-magnetic box, you won't be there more than 2 or 3 minutes, you're going to have to get out. Because you'll break down. Just simple as that. An anti-magnetic field. And so it's very important to understand that. You're part of this earth, and you can't refuse it, debate it, or whatever it is. If you want to debate it, go and get your spacecraft and park it out and take off. Wherever you came from, because that's the world today. And then we're being bombarded in your cars. You sit on 4 rubber tires, right, insulated from the earth. You've got electronics, don't you? And this is what the whole thing's about. So I keep on the bulletin handy. This came from Edison, Southern California Edison. Right there, Edison. It's called EMF, electromagnetic fields. What we're talking about is this stuff here. Just listen to what they say. Now, they're telling you how to protect yourself, but they don't have the answer. We have the answer. So get this. They say that in labs, they've actually taken human cells, applied small amounts of AC current, and seen changes take place in the genes. If you change the gene in the cell, would that be fatal? Exactly. And again, most of us old enough remember back in the 60s in Pennsylvania, people living in the power lines, kids got very sick, and the medical people said, no, that couldn't be. Well, they're telling us. This is pretty neat. They list your appliances in your house. You see this first line of the little pictures? All your appliances, even electric toothbrushes, hair dryers, everything, microwaves, washer, dryer. Then they have 3 columns here, 2 inches away, 12 inches away, and 39 inches away. Why? I don't know, 39 inches. But they say you have to safest at 39 inches. So, tomorrow morning, what do you have for 39 inches? You're going to use your toothbrush, electric brush, put toothpaste in your tooth, and hold it up there. See what happens. Flush your mouth. It's so stupid, it's ridiculous. Isn't it? See, they don't have an answer. They go on to say, this is very interesting, listen to this, they say, when you go to bed at night, make sure you remove all electrical appliances from your headboard. Clocks, fax machines, telephones, because they are degaussing you when you're sleeping. When you can't sleep, you get degassed. But they forget that your coil spring mattresses is a degausser. The coil spring in your mattress, the steel springs, they will degauss you. So they say they don't have the answer. We do. They say that in your work environment, if you work under a lot of neon lights and you're in front of the computer all day, that's what I like. They say any break you get, exit the building. Why are they telling you to exit the building? Go outside in the magnetic field. Exactly. It's there. Go stand on the grass, take your shoes off. It's even better, because you ground yourself to the earth. Let the magnetic field go through your body. Boost your battery. You come and run it down inside the office again. Just why people get soreness in the shoulders all day long. It's not because they're just typing out there. It's because the body's under stress. The brain is looking for energy and is depressed. You depress it 24 hours a day because you abuse it in the day, trying to work in your jobs and everything else. And we've got all of the environmental problems and your co-workers and family problems and financial problems and you name it. And so the body doesn't get a chance to kind of heal itself. Even though the brain heals 24 hours a day, it does a very poor job during the day because we're abusing it. So the only time it gets to heal your body is at night when you're sleeping. And you have to be in, when I use the word sedated, because I like using that word, you've got to be in a very deep sedated sleep to actually have some repair done by the brain. Because nobody else can fix your body but the brain. Simple as that. If any doctor says I can cure you, he's talking through his ear. We don't cure, we put you in the environment for your body to heal itself. That's the key. Because nobody can fix you but your brain. You can break your bone, as long as it's slow approximated. You come to me and I put a cast just to keep it nice and straight. And I say come back in 8 weeks. Take the cast off, take an x-ray, it's beautiful. So who healed it? Your brain did. Then you go and tell your friend, oh, I went to Dr. Moscos and he healed. Wow, look, that's good. First thing you pick up the falls off. What I'm saying, you must start to think about this. This is health. When we talk in Nikken and Magnus, we're talking health. We're talking overall health. And this is what you have to keep in mind, because your brain is the key. Don't worry about the rest of it. Your brain is the key. Your brain knows how to fix your body. If given the chance. That's why the sleep system is so important. And the other saying, take all the stuff away, but they failed to tell you to remove your mattress bed. So next time you want to do this, follow this rule, or spend $39 $49 and become a Nikken distributor to get a nice sleep system, just follow this rule and get rid of your mattress, your box springs, everything, and just sleep on wood. Then you won't be degassed. But you're still getting degassed because it's in and around your house. Electric wires, everything else, right? so we can't win to lose. Yeah, isn't it? This last one here says if you want to protect yourself in the kitchen, limit your time or distance yourself from the appliances.
Eat out.
Yeah, I like that. See, you don't have to wash dishes. In a couple of years' time, you'll die of plugged arteries. Where you're going to eat, that's food. So you see, when you use Nikken magnetic products, you throw this bulletin away because it doesn't mean it. Because now you have full energy, and when the brain is energized, nothing's going to interrupt you. Nothing's going to interfere with it. You can stand on this light all day and nothing will happen. You can hold the hair drying up your nose and nothing will happen. You can hold the motor in your hand, nothing will happen. Because once your brain is energized, it has this power to actually protect the body. It protects itself. It doesn't need, when it's depressed, it's going to zap you. And we'll show you how this works tonight. And unless you are a Nikken distributor or a consultant, then you are weakened. You can't be strong. You may think you're fine, but you're not. You're living in about 60% of your capacity, somewhere between 60 and 80% of your capacity if you don't have magnets, because you've been zapped. You see? We'll show you how that works. This is very interesting, isn't it? Oh, wow. Yeah, let's keep going. Where do we go from now? Go home? How you doing down there? Am I standing the light long enough now? Can you see my face? No, I'm not rocking out anymore, like the last time? Okay. The general's taking a little video for his personal use of it. Okay, so I'm not going to waste too much time tonight. We're going to go ahead and start doing a couple of things here. And let me just do this. So, Nikken came out with the first product was the insoles of the mag steps. And we have another brand here called Brand X if you want it. It's also magnetic. Both of them have an influence. This is just a little tester for the magnetic influence. You can see just by wiping it back there, you can see the magnetic influence. That's Brand X. And this is the Nikken product, same thing. Except when you look at them on the board, on your right is the Nikken product. On the left is the Brand X. If you take a look at that, you'll see the different in the design. Well, this is called, because every little triangle has a magnetic influence. Okay? Look, if you could put an arrow coming up from the bottom of this plate, it's coming up to one of those little triangles. And it's going down into the next one. And it's coming up to the next one, and it's going down. So it's like this, okay? Through the board. It's going to do this. So every time it goes up and down, it's plus minus, just like that. Okay? That's the way it is. So it becomes what they call equilateral phased array, and it's bipolar. It matches the human body perfectly because, just think about this, all your nerves in your brain that come out the base of your skull, where would they end?
Bottom of your feet.
Exactly. The bottom of your foot is a picture of your body. The tip of your toes are your eyes, did you know that? That's the reflexes. And as you go down from the toes, you go back, you got to get your glands in the neck, you got to get your lungs and the heart, your kidneys, everything's under your foot. And when last did you talk to your feet? You've walked on your feet for all these years, right? Never took care of them, did you? You wear tight shoes, 8-inch heels, all that type of stuff. So we abuse our feet. And look at the type of reflex you're getting through the body. That's one of the reasons. So Nikken was very smart. You know, when they designed this stuff, it took everything into consideration. All the problems that the body has and how the body functions for the scientists to come up with this. So this is a perfect match for your feet. So you can direct energy to the brain when you put these mag steps on. But of course, that's not the only reason you want to wear mag steps, because you need magnets in the body. Whenever you have a problem, you put magnets. And the biggest thing, again, is the sleep system. I can't stress it enough because that's the #1 product. You can wear magnets all day long. You can wear 300 magnets all day long, and you don't have a sleep system at night. Guess what? You defeat the purpose, don't you? Because if you wear magnets, you've got to wear them 24 hours a day to keep your energy up. Even when you sleep is the best time. You have to have full energy when you sleep for the brain to repair the body. That's the way it works. This is just a squiggly line. It's just a plus minus. It's a non-functional. It's a non-functional magnet. It's what they call a refrigerator magnet. When I was going to university on my naturopathic degree, we used to study all these energy fields, Chinese medicine, all that. So we used to study the energy fields of the body, the magnetic energy fields. And we used magnets, and this was the type we used, what they call single pole or unipolar magnets. And we had to, in the clinic, a lot of times people have organ problems, so we used to have to diagnose it with the clinician. And if we had to decide what we want to do, do we want to stimulate the level or do we want to sedate it? or we'd do stimulate this organ or sedate it. Whichever we want to do, we'd have to use one side of the magnet or the other. But they're so giant big things, they're almost as square as this, and about this size. They weigh about 10 pounds apiece. And you can only put it on the patient for 5 minutes because of the 15,000 Gauss. And then the guy was really difficult breathing with this heavy 10 pounder. For his 5 minutes or so. And we did get some results, but we never got the results. Even when we did our own experiments in university, we experimented with silver dimes and copper pennies with magnets, trying to figure a bipolar system. We used to have round magnets like this in the heels of the shoes, which are just single pole. And we put a dime and a copy in one heel and a dime in the other. And so we were creating something very close to this, not this pattern, but we were making a bipolar system. We didn't know it. It took the Japanese scientists to develop this. And said, we didn't have the money to do it. So we just goofed around. So we had patients working on dimes and copper pennies, magnets, and they said, doctors, take it out, and you got holes in the heels. And it's terrible. But we did see some results, but we weren't sure what was happening. That was back in 30-odd years ago. So I'd say when Pat came to me in 96, when I came back from Saudi, and remember that he put the gear on there, and I took a look at that thing, and I said, wow, I knew exactly what it was. Fantastic. So, this is what we're talking about, difference in magnets. This is the international patent, nobody can reproduce that. That's why everybody who's making magnets and making some squiggly little things, what they call a unipolar magnet. It just doesn't work. And we'll prove it tonight because we have this bad, I use the word a bad setback. It doesn't match your body. You understand what I'm saying? Good? Yes. Questions? All right, so let me have a volunteer up here. Don't have magnets on you. If you've got problems, it's even better. If you've got bad shoulders, bad knees, no arms, no legs, it's even better. Because we're going to do some testing. You want to go on? And I push hard, so stand back here. You don't have magnets on you, do you? No. Okay. Just stand here. Now, what we're going to do is, you can, you know, the body's full of muscles. You can test any muscle you want. If the body's weak, everything's going to be weak. Not just the muscle we test, right? Understand this is a unit. That means even the organs will be weak because they don't have the muscles. Same note. That's why bodies are depressed, you see. Put your arm out there. Just stand straight. Open your hand. Now, I'm going to push hard. You're just resisting this muscle. Try very hard. Okay. This is kind of, I can overcome this pretty easy, okay? You see it with more luck? You understand what I'm doing? You don't see the luck in action. It just doesn't want to lock. I can overcome it really easy. It's because the brain, sorry, says, is depressed. It's because the signals are weak. How does the muscle work? Signal from the brain, isn't it? If the signal is 100% down the cord out to the muscle, would the muscle be 100%? Exactly. So when it's weak, that's the percentage that you can down. Now every muscle in your body is the same, even if you test your legs. That means all the organs are getting the same signal. What would that lead to? Stress, malfunction, right? And then sickness. See? Simple as that. Stand on those magnets. This is brand X. It goes right up through the shoes. Resist me hard. And you can feel what I'm doing. And it's just, you just can't hold it, right? That's actually weaker if you want to say anything about that. This is the Nikken product. My pocket is sealed, so now I have gold dust. I forgot to cut the plug, so I'm working on that guy for probably 4 minutes. But we pretend. Hold it, open your hand, resist me hard. Feel the luck in action on it. You know, that's the difference, right? It's really amazing to, oh my Lord, look at that. You can feel it. Go back on me one time. This is when you degauss now. This is a magnet that doesn't match your body. It actually upsets the system, so you get a degaussing. You can feel it. I'm going to try. I can sell you those for $10. I can sell you these for $300. Which one? Who makes a profit? How much do you sell for? $60? $60. 360, and those you can have for 10. Thanks, God. I appreciate it. Okay, this is really interesting. Okay. Just put your arm out there. You don't have any problems with it.
Just don't push it real hard.
If it hurts, let go. Because I push you off. If it hurts, let go. I don't want to hurt you. Can you hold that? Is this something wrong with that shoulder? Why is it so weak? See, you think you're stronger, don't you? I mean, you feel good, don't you? But look at the weakness, that shouldn't be there, see? So this is what we're talking about. Every muscle is the same condition, organ's the same condition. Stand on those magnets. This is brand X again, one at a time. Boy, that just popped and cracked. Stand on the Nikken magnets. Put the power on them. Just try it. It's just, it won't hurt you. Look at the difference here. Now you, that's just weak.
Yeah, but they're both swimming around.
This is amazing all the time. I'm pushing, you can resist me, see?
I just want to play ball all those years.
That's right.
I know who that guy is.
I know he's too. Probably the same. Okay, again, try and resist me. You'll feel it go. Okay? You can. I'm not even going to try. You can.
I don't want to.
No, well, that's it. Again, because when you put it here, you can try it. It's not going to hurt you. This will actually hold it together. See? I mean, look at that. It's like brand new. If you have protein, what's those things? I'm going to go ahead here. That's amazing. That's actually amazing to feel the power come back in those weak arms. And these weak arms. I'm getting double doses here. Mag boys, these are fantastic little deals. Both are magnetized. You can roll them and they'll make a good energy field. The more you roll them, the further the energy field. It's so potent, it'll go right through the back and out the front. That feels good. It does feel good. It's nice to do. I do this in muscles. And I'll say, what? Nobody's doesn't talk to me. These are great for joints, right to the knee. I have machines in my office that cost $8,000, $5,000. I got them all stacked around there. I don't even use them anymore very much because this is so great. You know, the ultrasound machines, you can't penetrate a joint. You can go about 1.5 inches. And if you go any higher with the power, you're going to burn the patient internally with a microwave. So these things are good. So I got a couple of these in all my rooms, and some of these, they're laying to us. And some of them are gone, I don't have any more. I got to replace them. We had one guy come in here one day, and I could hear this thing going on. I was with another patient in the next room, and all I heard was this, you know. All over the place. And so I walked in the room about 10 minutes later, and the guy was sitting on the table, and he was doing this, you know. Doc, what's this, you know? I said, oh, that's a magnet. I said, how you doing today? He says, well, I was hurting, but I'm fine now. So I lost $50. Actually, the one in my room 3, if you come in there sometime, I got one of these balls taken out. Hoping that, you know, but this story, the guy sits here with one ball, I guess it still works. So this is a great thing. Now this thing, I mean, like I say, this is a nice little talk piece. You can walk around the mall and do it if you want to, you know. People will pass you by and talk to you. Somebody got a bad shoulder. Anybody, I mean a bad shoulder. Real bad?
No, yeah, it's like fell.
You want to come up?
About a year ago.
If you don't mind. Which one is it? Did you damage it anywhere?
No, it's not damaged.
Stand there. I don't want to look today. Hope your hand. Resist me. Hope your hand. That's pretty nice. Resist me. Move. You see him coming up on his toes trying to use muscles. He's using his buttocks to keep his strong. Okay, just show you, this is what we're talking about. When we talk about the brain's power to heal, this is what we're talking about. So I ain't even going to do your shoulder. I am going to do the brain. I'm going to charge his brain because he doesn't have magnets on it. And we'll see what that happens here. If the brain is charged, it has the power to fix things, okay? Just simple as that.
What if you have a metal clip in your brain?
Just,
Will that affect it at
No.
all?
Yeah. It's 2 small magnets. What's up tight? Resist me one. Resist me one. Oh. Look at the difference. It's hard to believe it. Now stand on those good, nice magnets that KFC magnets. I better clarify that. I'm going to King Fahad chicken. Prototype. You feel the power right here? This one you too. Resist. Up. Right. See the difference? Yeah. So as soon as the thing is the magnets just stand there. You stand on the bad magnets. Now, they really upset his brain, but Nikken's magnets are so potent that it'll just overpower it. The brain will stand the different force of that magnet. It's immaterial. So, you can put something on a magnet like this as long as you got the Nikken products all over the place. Resist. Resist.
Just doing that.
Okay, thank you. Oh, what is big arms are coming up with tonight? Jeez. Huh? Which one? This one? And you don't have surgery. I don't want to hurt you. Stand like that. Don't stand the magnets. It's cheap already. Don't stand the magnets. Oh, Lord. You see, the thing is, muscle size is immaterial. Muscles don't count. It's a signal that makes the muscle work. So you can have a 28-inch bicep. If you don't have a signal, you're the weakest kid. So all these guys, well, try some bodybuilders and see how weak they are. They use willpower, Again, I'll just show you on the brain, and then we'll do the arms just to show you. Doesn't that feel good? Oh, yeah. Little puffs of smoke coming out your nose now. Good. What is it like? You can feel it up in your resistance. Man. Thanks. That's your bad arm, isn't it? What do you think? $1 for 360. Have the guests had rollouts at all? Have you experienced a rollout? This is designed to run up and down your spine from your tailbone to the base of your skull. There's a way to do it. It lasts about 30 minutes, and it will put you to sleep because when you tone and energize the spinal nerves, it's very relaxing to the brain. Sounds strange.
I'm a massage therapist, so I'm aware of that. I work up and down the spine quite a bit, but that's it.
You got one of these?
No, I don't have one.
Well, get one of these.
I use
Quadruple your
tennis balls.
practice.
That's true.
Quadruple your practice. What do you charge for massage? 40, 50? No? Huh? Yeah, so you can make
I'm
about,
in Leisure World tonight.
make about 300 an hour with this. I mean, 300 an hour, yeah. You have max steps too, it's 760. Now, this is designed for your spine. You can see the way it's designed. These are both magnetic, and there's a way to do the rollout. I do it in 6 seconds just to show you just how it works. But the way it's designed, just for your information, I like to explain it because people just don't realize. In the base of your skull, you have a little hole. Who doesn't? You all have a hole, right? Yeah. Because that's where all the nerves collect and come out as a spinal cord. It goes down your spine and attaches to your tailbone. You know that? That's why it's so sore when you fall in your tailbone. Yes, that's the end of the spine, the spinal cord. And then what happens is there are 31, that's all, 31 pairs of nerves that come out from the base of your skull to your tailbone. Just like my fingers, there's a pair of nerves. There's 31 pairs like that. And each nerve does the same. Each nerve, take one nerve coming out, it splits, organ muscle. Next nerve, organ muscle. So for every organ, you have a muscle in the same nerve. That's the way the brain talks to us. When there's a problem with an organ, it's going to give you the soreness or discomfort in the muscle. When you come to the doctor, he says, oh, I know what that is. That's your kidney. Oh, I know what that is. That's your liver. Right? See, that's how we diagnose. Wow, isn't it? It took me 10 years to learn that. So, the idea again is when you roll up and down the spine, you actually tone and you energize those 31 pairs of nerves, which gets all the organs relaxed, gets your brain relaxed, and you want to sleep. Try it. It's a great thing. Can I get a volunteer up here, please? I'll show you. Oh, right away, huh? Okay. Is your brain working good? Okay, lay on your back face down. Caught me right away. Go on your back. On your back. All right. You work out pretty good muscles? Pretty good. Put your arms in like this. You can test people, I guess, at home, lay them on the floor. Just test the muscle around you, just to make sure they don't put their hands on their stomach, because it does create a reflex. Okay, you get a bad signal. But you're not gonna turn it out. Hold it up as tight as you can. I'm going to push it down. Resist me. Who did you play baseball?
30 years ago.
No wonder why the Dodgers? Yes. No wonder why they were so bad.
I bet they won the World Series.
I know. They wanted this condition. They wanted this condition. They should have won it every year for 40 years. Come on.
I don't want to resist too hard, I'll pull a muscle.
You resist me hard because I want to push on you. Try it. You're still not resisting, are you? You won't pull a muscle.
I will pull a muscle, I have both muscles in my legs.
Try it. Okay. Why don't you turn on your stomach, put your face in a little hole down there. I'm going to do a real quick deal. I'm just going to roll this up and down your spine from the tailbone, real slowly. Like I say, don't do it. There's a way to do this. It really works very well. It lasts about 20 or 30 minutes. You put a patient in a nice little sleep, and it works very well. I'm just energizing and toning his nerves. That's what I'm doing. Just by rolling the magnetic rollers up and down his spine. Let's go one more time. That's good. Okay.
Could that safely be used on a compression fracture? If you have one, a year and a half ago I had one. Could that safely be used?
Nothing wrong with that, yeah.
You have?
Turn back on your back. There's no problem. Okay, you have your leg, turn it out, lock it tight, push. I'm going to put my weight on you. See the difference? That's effortless, isn't it? That's effortless,
Did
isn't
you
it?
really push this hard?
Did I push hard? Well, you see, you won't believe it because you know why? Your muscles are working now. It's effortless, isn't it? When they work 100%, there's no way you're going to push that down. Okay? Look at that. That's perfect. You are, hold your legs up from the like this. Hold them tight. Understand what we are doing when we talk about wearing magnets 24 hours a day. It's very essential because he doesn't have any magnets on him, right? Okay. Didn't we just energize your brain? You energize his brain right now, right? Use the magnet. That means he has all the power in the world as long as he lays still. So you'll be fine if you just lay in this condition. Because I'll show you something. Just get yourself up and just take about 3 steps. Because does it take energy to walk? Yes. Exactly. Come on back. So you burnt the energy up right now. That energy I gave you. It takes energy to walk. It takes energy to blink your eye. It takes energy to point your finger. It takes energy to move your tongue. Come. Hold up tight. Resist. Push it hard.
All I did was walk 3 steps.
Because if you understand something, you didn't have magnets on you. I energized your brain with a magnet.
Yeah.
If you had magnets on you 24 hours a day, you'd stay in that condition.
But can you de-energize that quickly? Obviously.
You use the energy I gave you to walk.
All of it?
Exactly. And more, because look how weak you are now. Your brain is very upset right now because it said, what happened to my charger?
I don't see how the charge can go that quickly.
It did. Did you walk? Does it take energy to walk?
But that much?
Exactly. That's exactly the point we're trying to get to people. People don't realize the human body. You've got to be energized 100%. You just blink your eyes and do a little talking and point your finger once or twice and your energy's gone. You don't believe it? Let me show you. I'll charge up again. You can just lay there and do this and see what happens. Okay? Now, that's what happens. People, you have to realize that magnets is an energizer of the human body. It energizes your brain. When your brain is 100% energized, it has the power to do what it wants to do. But if you don't have a magnet and you energize it, it's just going to go because you're using energy. It's just it's using your battery. In other words, think about an automobile. You have your battery, right? And you have an alternator that charges the battery. If the battery doesn't get the full charge, what happens to the battery? It starts weakening. And the more you use the headlights, the more dimmer they get, dimmer
But
they
it
dim.
takes time with the battery. With the body, it's like this.
Well, because of the energy field so low. We only work on a very low scale magnetic energy field. The Earth's magnetic field is very low. We use the word cyclic rate, 2 to 18 cycles a second. This is 120 cycles a second. We work on 2 to 18 cycles a second. Some, like for instance, ladies there, she may be on a two cycles per second. You may be 6 cycles per second. We don't work exactly the same. At 2 cycles a second, your energy feels so low, it's ridiculous. So you may accept the charge better than he does. That's why people wear magnets. Some people get a magnet, they say, oh, I just feel great. And the guy next to you gets a magnet and says, oh, I don't feel any different. It's a great difference. Where's your charge, in other words? Do you have a half full battery? Do you have a 3/4 full battery? Is your battery full? Right? It can't be full because everybody's down. Unless you're a magnet. That's wild, isn't it? So, the case here, hold it tight. It's gone. Exactly. So, open your mouth and put this in your mouth. Now, you can, again, I can, just relax, I can put any instrument I want to on the, there's a charge right there. Except you don't walk around rolling his brain all day. But there's a charge right there. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? That's a charge in your brain. Put a charge right there. And this is the way it works. Resist me? What do you think? What do you think?
It feels like he's not pushing as hard.
Push again. What do you think? Get up here, take a step or two, and I'll show you what I'll push the same. Or you can
Oh, I don't want to. I'll float over to my chair.
Can I get 2 ones just to carry over to his chair? Well, you can let it if you want. As long as you lay there, you are going to be potent. I mean, look at this. It's ridiculous. You're not even trying, and I'm pushing, and it's hard as rocks. No matter what we do, you are fully holding on. Resist, resist. You are fully charged, you see? So, and just lay there. We can charge you as well. So, there's 2 good sets of magnets. This is brand X.
Brand X.
That's the other brand, the bad one. There we go. See what does to the body? Doesn't matter. You can do the same thing here with Nikken magnets. This is ridiculous because it's just like putting them in his shoes or putting them within his body energy field. Here's the Nikken magnets. You can tank on your stomach, you're just as strong. Look at that. See the difference? Wow, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Can you want to stand here, please? I'll just show you something.
It's for those who play baseball.
You're doing fine. I should get paid for it.
Just put the plate like you're going behind your head, okay? Okay, there's, he's doing his hand out. Put it next to your head. Put it next to your head. Good show with this, you hold. Stand on those magnets. This is brand X. The other side. The one in the magnets. This is the Nikken brand. There's those. See, so what Edison was saying is they'll hold that at 39 inches, but you still get the motor in your hand. Right? So you use that. So what's it take? Nikken magnets. Sort of difference. Right? Take it. You're going to believe it, that's wild, you're going to believe it. This is the key in our products, which is the sleep system. Again, if you wear magnets during the day and you don't have a sleep system, you're doing yourself a really great service. This mattress pad has 326 magnets right there, you can feel it. They're pretty well in the center. And the influence of the magnetic influence will come out about this high. So when you lay on this pad, you're totally enveloped in the magnetic influence. That's why it works so well. We also have our pillows, one's from Sweden. Look at the design, ergonomically for your neck. There's magnets right there. This stuff here is so nice that when you put your head and neck on there, it will actually support it. It has its own little memory foam. It comes back to normal again. Looks like a brain, but it doesn't. We also have the old pillows from the sturdy type pillow. It's also ergonomically designed. They are magnets. There's little tiles in it to keep your head cool, because a lot of people will sweat at night, so they use ceramic tiles, little tiny tiles. Keep your head nice and cool. course, we use quotes with this. I'll talk to you about that in a second. You know, in this last, we also have what they call a deluxe mattress. You can see there's about several layers of different type of foam. Okay, polyurethane, rubber thing. The top layer is rubber thing. You can see these little bumps. So when you turn around at night or you move around the bed, you actually get a little micro massage. There's the magnets. There's no coil springs. Okay, nice and firm. Keep your spine nice and straight. We also have an IntelliRest mattress pad. Look at this. See the magnets? Softer material, rubber thing, little nubs. We massage you. You have all types of mattress pads. This is the deluxe mattress. There's its quilt. It's the only size that comes in. You either add water to size or stand on it and sleep. They come king or queen size and all sorts of stuff. It's fantastic. So, you know, in this last, just these last few years, there's been about $150 billion lost in production from working, the lack of sleepiness or sleeplessness. People don't work very good, you see. And most people spend more money on sleep aids and aids to go to sleep. I think it's like 40 billion. Can't you picture this in the black? Can we go to an ad? What they do is people will spend as much as $40 million just for sleep aids so they can go to sleep. And then in the morning they take drugs to keep themselves awake. They spend another $30 million to keep themselves awake. And they go from day to day. You call that stress? We talk about malfunction of the body. Talk about burning out the organs inside. See, that's the world we live in. High pressure. We eat wrong too, right? Everybody eats wrong. And they just don't sleep because the key is when you sleep, your body has the ability to repair. Your brain has. Because in the sleep cycle, there are 5 cyclic rates to sleep. Well, there's 5 stages of sleep that occur when you go to sleep. And these 5 stages occur every hour to hour and a half. Okay, this is very interesting. So the first 4 stages is when your brain does the physical repair to the damage that is done during the day. We're talking organs, muscles, joints, everything else, ligaments, whatever, skin. The 5th stage is REM, rapid eye movements. That's what they call the dream state. And if you dream in color, you sleep good. Who doesn't dream in color? Tom doesn't. So you have the 5 stages. The first 4 is physical repair. The 5th one is mental repair, REM. That's when your brain repairs itself. And this happens every hour to hour and a half. So here you go to bed, and you fall asleep. So an hour and a half later, you've gone through all 5 cycles, and you start over. An hour and a half later, you go through all 5, and that's your 8 hours of sleep. So every hour and a half, you go through the cycles. Now your brain has just a few chances to fix it to the body and itself, because it depends how long you stay in these 5 stages, in an hour and a half, if you go into a deep enough sleep. Okay? And most people are restless, so they don't go into that hour and a half sleep. And they have a shorter period, which your brain can't repair. So you carry it over to tomorrow. And you add another 16 hours of environmental stress and work and everything else, and California road rage, and you name it, and financial. And then you go to bed at night, and you do the same thing again, see? Because you sleep on coil spring mattresses. It's a scientific fact that when you sleep on a magnetic mattress pad, or you sleep on magnets, that instead of going through these periods at an hour, hour and a half, it'll go up as much as 2 hours you stay in those 5 stages of sleep. So wouldn't it be better to stay in there longer and deeper? Exactly, because that's what magnets do, put you into a deeper sleep. So you get a much better repair. That's the whole idea of those magnets. So, can I get a volunteer up here?
There you go now.
You have no magnets on, right?
No, I don't have magnets on here. Okay. This way. Put your hands up. This one. Turn your leg up. Resist being very hard, okay? Remember, push.
See, you're not there.
Try hard. Are you really trying? I mean, why didn't you hold this up?
I was trying.
See, this is, you know, this is amazing. If you ever think now, how do you walk around all the way? How do you walk around?
Very eloquently.
How do you climb stairs? Do you ever have any back soreness or anything, or discomfort? How about your knees? How about your feet, your ankles?
No, but my neck is a little
Well, exactly, because you just figure this, with this power, which is mighty power here, how do you climb stairs without using other muscles, right? So she has to compensate. You have to compensate for these muscles that you use for walking and climbing. You have to use other muscles. Because there's no way you can walk like this. You shouldn't be walking, you should be falling over every time you stand up. Stand yourself up like this. I'll put this mattress behind you. And you can lay on there for me. And she's not going to have protein, she's not going to exercise, she's not going to do nothing. She's going to lay on this mattress bed. And she'll be as strong as an ox. As strong as a cow. Gentleman in general, right? Huh? Would you resist?
Okay,
All right, I'm just showing you, I'm putting a lot of pressure on her, and she's holding the pressure, and I'm pushing and pushing. So, you see the difference? Big
Yeah.
difference, exactly. Believe it. You have to. Because that's the power you get. Now, she is now in a 100% charged position, in other words, the brain is fully energized. And sleep, and this will put you to bed. I mean, this will put you to sleep in a deep sleep when you do fall asleep. So she's going to stay in this position for 2 hours at a time, going through those 5 stages, and every 2 hours we'll go back to the 5 stages. So she's getting a longer repair for the system and the brain, so, and the mental. That's how it works. And you have a good night's sleep. Most people on mattress pads that don't need full 8 hours sleep because of this prolonged period and the deepness of the sleep. Most of the Nikken people I know, they sleep for 5-6 hours a night sometimes. And they still feel 100% better. It's because of that going into the deep sleep. See? It's wild, isn't it? Now, since you've been laying on it, this is going to be extra strong, right? See the power that she's holding? I mean, I can just keep pushing. I got my body weight on this. Wow, thank you. Get yourself up. Just a few steps at a time.
On your side instead of your back, will that still be beneficial?
You can sleep anywhere you want.
Go there.
Come back. Just on your back. Just on your back. And just again, she took a few steps. She took a few steps. In other words, she didn't get enough energy. If she laid on half an hour, it will help quite a bit. But you still need magnets 24 hours a day, okay? You still need 24 hours a day. Nice, isn't it? This is not, it's gone. It's just gone. That's the key in magnets. You gotta believe it. Boy, you gotta believe it. Thank you. Cardio strides. Look at this. One of the latest products we got, cardio strides. Fantastic piece of equipment. Will only weigh about 2 ounces. These things are fantastic. My wife saw it. I got one of my patients bought a pair for my wife. This is a gift. And it enjoys me wearing them. She wore them at the office the other day, and she finally took them off. Her legs were so, I mean, she thought she had good muscles, huh? She never used muscles in the pelvis so hard, she didn't know they were there. And, but she's doing fine now, she walks like crazy with them, and she's losing a lot of weight. Did you see her? Have you seen her in the last couple of days? She's down again. She's losing a lot of weight. She starts to be down to 118 like one minute. Right? Except I pull a skin and Peter and tell her. What?
I'm going to tell her you said that.
She knows. Hey, after 46 years of marriage, we're good friends. We can say what we want. Even the picture, you see the pictures in the office? You saw my pictures in the office. I'm the only best one in the family. You see my son and daughter and my wife, got a picture of them. These African masks and all this type of thing. Anyhow. These cardio strides, they design, one of the biggest workouts you can get is for your heart, good cardiac exercise. The way they're designed is that in the sole is weight, of course, and they got little pellets in here, which we call ball bearings. So when you're walking, you don't feel it, but they actually massage the bottom of your foot. And guess what's on the bottom of the foot besides the organs? It's your lymphatic system. You know what lymphatic system? That's your fluid system of the body, on the arms, cervical, in the groin, also on the foot. Now, since gravity likes to pull everything down, guess where all the lymphatic goes? And it doesn't come up. Unless you sleep on your head. Straight up, see? So what happens when you're walking, you actually massage that, and you actually get it like a detoxification process. You're forcing the lymphatics out of the glands under the feet. And it's like draining the sewage system. It's like taking a plugged toilet and cleaning it out. That's what it's doing. Secondly, you're burning calories. You burn a lot of calories with this thing, especially if you wear them all day. And just walking at a good pace, maybe 3 miles an hour or something, you'll burn at least 400 calories. So not quick with this. My first time on all this, I had to tell because it's funny. I live on the hills up in Villa Park, and there's a road going down pretty steep. And I started walking. I thought, well, I'll just take an easy walk the first time on because they're pretty heavy. And I started taking little steps and just ambling down there, and I had the flashlight with me, in case the snakes were. And I'm ambling down there, and I got to the bottom of the hill, and I was like this. And I was about 8-foot paces because it's really spread out. The problem was getting back up the hill. And I tell you, I hurt in a couple of days, but after that, it was fine. It's just because I thought I'm good. I thought, I know I'm healthy. There's muscles we don't use when we walk. We're so used to using just these major muscles, we don't even attempt to use other muscles. And so this gets to exercise. That's why we have such good pelvic alignment with these things, because it restructures the muscles. I have a 10-year-old kid whose father's an attorney. They were going to do surgery on his hips. 10 years old. They were going to cut him open on both sides and reattach the muscles to bring his, to use layman terms, pigeon toes out to normal. Okay? He was so pigeon toed that when we took his sneakers off, when he walked, his feet would tap like this. He'd catch his heel with his toes. Now, I mean, we're not medical people and all this, but wouldn't it be just rational thinking, if somebody's feet were like this, wouldn't it be rational to say, well, something's got to be weak somewhere, right? Because these muscles here, which is the psoas muscles, they tend to take feet like this and rotate them in. If they work in, they'll keep you straight. What happens now is that, what if these things weaken back here, inside the pelvis? Huh? There's your pigeon toe. We put these on him, and I'll tell you something, his dad wouldn't even believe it, because we had a kid in the room, we put these things on him. He walked down the hallway and I called his dad up, and I wanted to see it for myself. I want to make sure it works. So I watched it and I called his dad up, and Mr. Schreiber stood there and looked at his kid, and he just couldn't believe what he was seeing. The kid was tracking just like this. He never even walked with him. He came out the room. He started walking down the hallway. He's wearing them now 3 months. He can take them off now and his feet are tracking. It's amazing, isn't it? And they were going to cut his hips open and restructure the muscles. Take the long muscle, or take some of the muscles that were long and shorten them, and take some of the short ones and put that muscle there. The brain would get so confused, we didn't know if the psoas was here or there. So back to walking like this. So, it just shows you it's a way of rational thinking. You know, it's the brain would help. If you give it a chance, it does fix. As simple as that. So it retrains these muscles, and it's doing fantastic. So he's got a Ferrari, so ask him for it. Get $15, we need $15. He smiles at me. So these things are fantastic. They even align your ankles. They give you ankle support, and they're just wonderful. So if you want to get healthy and get a good blood and cardiac exercise and everything else, this is what you need. Okay, it's just fantastic. It also comes with socks that are specially designed with infrared. I'll go in that into a minute. There are little supports in the arch. You can see the double arch. It has keyless sand in the toes for odor, respiration. It comes from Carl. It works good. Fantastic. We have all sorts of products. We have our water system. You look over there, we have a kitchen unit. This is Pimac water. This is called living water. This is like rainwater before it hits the earth. This is way above the clouds. That's the purest water you can get. It was way up high. And that's just like, they call it pie water, which is living water. It's hard to believe, but they even had, in Japan, they run experiments with goldfish. Take 2 goblets, put Pimac water in this goblet, put the goldfish in there, put a plastic seal on it. No air, no food, just the water. And they did that. The second goblet was tap water. Sealed it. 3 days later, this fish was dead. 210 days later, this one was still swimming around. No food, no air. Because Pimac water is oxygenated, okay? It's also ionized, which is a little difficult to tell, but if you understand what a water molecule is, a water molecule is H2O, right? You understand that? Everybody's had chemistry. H2O. Now, all still standing water, what I call still standing water, is H2O. It's a big molecule of water that has several little molecules that cohere, attach one another, and they form this big molecule, right? And that becomes hot water. So when you pass it through a magnet, guess what happens? The little 7 molecules split, the tetrahedral, and it becomes soft water. Not only that, it ionizes the water so that you separate a molecule. It becomes a plus and minus, hydrogen and hydroxyl. And since our new product is you see this mixer here? Looks like a mixer. That's called the optimizer. So you can take Primag water, put it in the optimizer, and that has a infrared ring, which I'll explain in a minute down here. You can see it, if somebody can see it. Yep, I'll show it to you. See, this is an infrared ring, and inside there is a little magnet that will rotate. It forms like a cyclone in there in the water. But what it's doing is forcing the water through the ring, and the infrared makes pie water, and it super oxygenates the water. So now you've got super oxygenated water, which is ionized into plus-minus molecules, which is really absorbed into your system. So you just put it in your mouth, and you get a response. Before you absorb it, you get the response. And it's very healthy because how does the body heal? What does the brain need to heal the body? Exactly. It's the only way it heals, nothing else. There's other things, yes, but it needs oxygen to start for the performance for healing, see? And this is what you need. So we have our bottles of Primag water. This is the infrared cover with magnets. You see that? The magnets in there. This is infrared. You've got water in there. You've got a filter here that'll stop everything coming through there except minerals. That's compressed plastic with coconut charcoal. They say, I like to see it, just give a science word, that if you can undo this filter, if you can uncompress it, it'll cover a football field. That's how much compression is needed. And so the only thing that comes through there is minerals and the water. Coast Guard is using it, the Red Cross uses it, and the Marines are using it, because that's a safe drinking water you can get. Okay, isn't that interesting? And this, the kitchen unit, you just plug it onto your tap, and you don't have to make holes or nothing. You screw it onto the faucet, you pull a little lever on there, and it gives you Primag water. If you let it go, it gives you tap water. And there's several filters in there. It's a little technical, but there's got several filters in there that gives you the cleanest water, because one of the filters is the same as the kidney filters in the human body. What they call microns, 4 micron filters, 1 micron. So that's how it cleans the blood in your body. So they have the same filter in there. Cleanest, purest water you need. It's also soft water, because there's magnets like this that you attach to the pipe. This is a ferrous ferrite material. Put this on the pipe and screws up. The water comes through the magnet. It becomes ionized. It becomes soft. Goes into the unit. It gets filtered, and you get the best Primag water. Now you take the Primag water and put it in the optimizer. Now you're super oxygenated. That's it. You drink about 8 glasses a day. You become very healthy. If you're eating from different things, you drink Primag water. Put the oxygen in your body. Wow, isn't it? We have shower heads with anti-chlorine filters and everything, so that's wow. We have other products like, for instance, look at this, necklaces. That's not for show. Nikken made that for a reason. These are gold plated, and this is imitation gold, but I think each fourth one's a bead, is a magnetic. They hang between two of the most important glands in your body. Your metabolism and your immune system. You know that? Thymus and your thyroid. That's why they make it. You want to boost your immune system, because the sleep system is the biggest boost you can get for your immunity or your immune system when you sleep on the sleep system. We have other type of wraps. We've got wraps for your shoulders. Look at this. If you've got a bad shoulder, you put this wrap on there and strap it on under your shirt. It works fine. It's the same structure as the mag steps. Rather than wear a mag step, we'll do you wear this. We've got belts. We have all sorts of magnetic. You have to come up and take a look at all our magnetic equipment back here. There's tons of it. We have these little super mini mags, and we have, where's the mini mag? Huh? We have these little super mini mags, that's 2,000 gauss. You can use this when you've got a problem. Or if you've got a toothache there, stick it on next to the jaw like this, and put it in your mouth. It works. It takes it right out. I got braces. If you work on a computer and you're prone to these computer risks, they call them, you know what I'm talking about? We have bracelets. Gold, platinum, they got both infrared and magnetics in there. Can't go through all the stuff, there's so much of it. Let me just show you, we're talking about water. Somebody just come up here real quick, I'll show you what pine water does. Just a quick test. Somebody come up.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're so pretty.
okay. All right, just turn it on. We know this is good, but let me test it. Put your arm up, put your hand. Is this me on? Okay. This is Primag water. It's just a sip in there, okay? Just take it out. Good. That's fine. Put your arm up. Open it. Resist. Big difference. Yeah. Man, that's the power you get almost immediately. That's inside the system. So imagine the power that's going in the organs. It's fantastic. This is regular bottled water. Just take a sip of that. That's out the bottle. This is not supposed to be chlorine or anything in here. What do you call that? Resist me on it? Resist? Yeah. See the difference here? It's just killing the system. That's what you get by drinking bottled water. Right there. It's supposed to be flowing through the water. Huh? Imagine tap water. Tap water, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Imagine that. People drink direct from a tap. But remember, the city piles, the reservoirs, or the water system with chlorine to kill the bacteria, the fungus, the parasites. Okay, so fine, it kills it. But the water goes through their filters because they can't filter that stuff. It's too fine. It goes to your tap. So you open a tap and out comes dead parasites, dead bacteria. You can't see it because it's microbes. And dead fungus. And you drink it. And guess what those things do when you drink it? It releases endotoxins. Any bacteria that's been killed releases endotoxins once it gets into the environment. So, in all my years of practice, I've seen more people with parasitic infections that have never left this country. Parasitic infections in the intestinal system due to that fact. And it's very difficult to diagnose. You can get very sick from a chronic parasitic infection. And so this is what we're talking about. So you have to have clean water. It's just fantastic. Okay, we've got about 5 minutes here. The other energy we talked about is energy from the sun. It's far infrared. You can't see it. If you look at a rainbow, you can see the red stripe. That's infrared. You can see it. I mean, that's infrared, but you can't see far infrared, okay? This is the heat. So your body's heat output is far infrared. NASA had to find a way to protect the space shuttle coming into Earth's atmosphere. So they made tiles, didn't they? They glued them on the bottom of the space shuttle. And they black like this. It's coated with an infrared compound because, you see, infrared has the ability to reflect heat. Here's a tile that's coated with infrared compound. If you can make this plate white hot, make it white hot right here, turn it over and you can put your hand on it. Because the heat is going out like that, see? All right? That's why the space shuttle is protected. 17,000 degrees, nothing happens to it. So the only other things we can do is defrost turkeys and chickens. It tries to bring everything to room temperature, see?
So what is that used for then?
Well, yeah, products. I'm just talking about infrared. So Nikken said, well, if this infrared compound has the ability to reflect heat, why don't we make wellness products out of it? That's what they did. They made wellness products. But the way they did it was very simple. They just take ordinary, for instance, like this. They take ordinary wraps. These are elastic wraps. You can pull on your thigh, your ankle, whatever you want to do. But in between the fibers, they've actually woven little, what they call infrared fibers. Okay? It's a light-emitting fiber. You can't see it. It's in there. So now when you put this on your body, those light-emitting fibers is picking up my body heat. Right? And it absorbs the heat and then pushes it back into my hand. Now just within a few seconds, that's already warming up. I can feel my own body heat going back. And that's the best heating heat you can get, is your own body heat. Now when the fiber gets full of heat, you can't take any more heat, it'll release it. So it tries to keep optimum temperature, that's what it is. Again, they say it has a brain. No, it works on the wavelength. If the fiber gets too hot, it releases heat. If the fiber cools down, it absorbs the heat. So it tries to keep the temperature 98.6. Okay? That's the way it works. So they got wraps for everything. They got wraps, they got the color black and white, they got all sorts, they got gloves. For instance, people have bad hands, you know what I'm talking about, the big old joint problems, you can wear infrared gloves. They work fantastic. Tell them in the wintertime, give them the motorcycles underneath the leather gloves. It keeps you really warm. Hyperpay, it works very good. They make scarves, they make everything. Look at this infrared scarf. In the wintertime, put it around your neck, it's nice and warm. They got thermals, infrared thermals, top and the pants, right there. Okay. So, live out in the cold climate, you wear them, they try to maintain your body temperature. They make quilts, there's a quilt and there's a quilt. They got two types, we have summer winter, different amount of percentage of fibers. In the winter time you want it a little more warmer, in the summer you want it cooler. And so the fibers are in here, and as you cover yourself, it'll radiate the heat back in. If it's too hot, it'll release it. So that's why they say when two people in bed are one's hot, one's cold, one wants air conditioning, one wants heat, you put this on them, and guess what? Switch them both off. And wild? Wild, isn't it? So I make all sorts of socks. Look at this. Tennis socks, running socks. A certain amount of percentage of fibers to keep your feet cool. See? You don't want them warm. But if you sit behind a desk, doing nothing, you want your feet to be warm. So they got dress socks with a little more fibers, see? So one will keep your feet cool when you run, one will keep your feet warm when you're sitting behind a desk. They got golf socks for golfers. They don't have baseball socks yet. So they got golf socks. And in the toes, they got a little copper, which is anti-static. You know why? Anti-static in the toes? Because on a real bad, rainy, thunderous afternoon, you're driving on the road, you go past the golf course, you see all these bodies laying around. One guy standing. Hey, that kind of distributor. And all the other guys is cooking and smoking. Right? So that's the way it works. One person coming out. Now, infrared works just like magnets. Somebody come here real quick. Anybody? Oh, here we go again. Infrared. Now, I'm not even going to put them on the. Or was that you or me? Excuse me. Sure it wasn't you? I'm going to put him on his shoulder because it's just like it's on his body, right? If you had him on his feet, the same thing. It's in his energy field. His body will actually pick it up. If you don't like the black stripe, you don't like the black stripes? Now you like plain hands like this? Okay, just wait so. And do the same thing. Resist. What? It's nice and strong. Stronger. Nice and strong. Right? No, because this is just a plain sock, it's a foot locker. So. You can put anything you want on there. You can I can put my foot locker socks, which is weakened because he's not responding to it because there's no fibers in it. There's no infrared. Remember, infrared's the other energy. It works just like very similar to magnets. And even if I had two pairs of socks and one doesn't have anything, it's still gonna, the brain detects the infrared. Simple as that. Okay. But that is just a plain old sock from Foot Lockers. $1.29 a pair. Don't get them. So, nutritional products, real quick, 1 minute. We've got every type of nutritional product, and what's the most important thing, if you're going to wear magnets, and you're going to drink the water, and you're going to use the sleep system, you better take the antioxidants, and you better take the liver support, and you better take the immunity. The three most important things right there. Because when you're sleeping, you're going to help boost the immunity system. When the mattress pad tries to help you, same thing, the body will repair the immune system. Antioxidants, because that's what the whole problem with malfunction is and sickness, is acid radicals, free radicals they call it. And whenever there's a free radical, you're going to get inflammation. Even overuse of a joint, typical, overuse of a joint, the shoulder's going to swell. There's acid radicals. Best thing in ball players can use is antioxidants. You'll be a much better team. You know, look at this type of thing. So it's important to use the nutritional products. We have quite a few products. We have skincare products. Right there, the new Thalassikia. It's made from coral. This is great stuff. My wife uses that now. Puts water on the face. You see two black eyes and then he's red. Just like that mask right there. And I've seen people put that on in 20 minutes. I've seen the skin change. Actually, we had somebody up in Canada that we did that too. We had them sit there on a chair, we put that on them, and 20 minutes later we took it off, and you could see the difference. It was just amazing, actually amazing.
My niece started using that.
Yeah.
For instance, she had
Facelift, yeah. Well, I couldn't believe what I saw in just 20 minutes. And this gal had quite a bit of lines, and boy, they were just totally, just like somebody pulled the skin back. I even checked the back of the head for the knot. So what you do is I'll check it for the nut. Anyhow, so you see we got products coming out here. There's a product for everything. That's why we make these products. Otherwise, every one of us will have to strap a mattress pad in the back of the pillow and walk around town like that. But we have products for everything. We have pet pads for animals. They don't know magnets, but they just love magnets. And we have a kick seat pad. If you use the computer or you're driving your car, please use the seat. Keep you awake in your car and protect you a lot more if you're wearing that computer. Okay. And
How about the earrings for migraines?
what?
Somebody pointed that out. I went to your company.
Well, we don't talk medical.
And do you have magnets in the earrings for people that have migraine headaches?
No, we don't talk medical. Yeah, you just wear earrings. Yeah, because they're designed. Products are designed. I mean, if you got a discomfort in your head, put the earrings on, and put a necklace around your neck, and put the eye patch on, whatever you want. We have one of those.
Sleep
I don't know where it is. Sleep masks. I don't know where it is, but it's around here somewhere. So wear the sleep mask. Yeah. See? If you've got a major neck problem, we've got a thing for the neck. It just goes around your neck and hangs over your back. Like this, you see? Works wonders. That's what's nice about it. You can adapt these products to anything. I mean, you know, if you can do anything you want. If you go to the mall with this on your head, it works. People say, what are you doing? You say, listen, they can think for what I do with the tongue. I'm going to go to the mall one of these days. I'm going to put 2 sets of cardio strides on, 2 in my hands, 2 in my feet, and walk. It's getting weird. Kind of think strange. Something's wrong.
Too much energy.
So anyhow, there's a lot of products. I'll tell you something, you can't go wrong. You have to just think of, tell you one thing. You're going to have magnets sooner or later, because the Earth's magnetic field don't exist too much too long. Not only that, we're all under stress, and we're exposed to all the bad environmental things around the country today and around the world, and so you have to put magnets.
24/7.
You want?
24/7, all the time, huh?
Exactly, yeah. You just have to have magnets, because that's the only way you're going to stay in a good, healthy position, just like what you experienced when I was testing you, right? Just like what you experienced. If your body stays in that condition, you can only go up. You're going to be very healthy eventually. Give it time, but you become very healthy. And I've tried things on animals and I've seen no response. And the cat story is too long to tell right now, but I'll tell some other time again. Things still run around like crazy. This little cat, I just took it and listened to it real quick. I went to a vet. I had this cat in the cage for 6 months, clean shaven, got acupuncture 3 times a week, diuretics, all the human drugs you can think of, because the owner, his nurse, had the same problem. They both had the big A breathing problem. Right? Big A, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. And so her mother had it as well. And the poor cat had 75 x-rays, a chart this thick. And so he took it out of the cage, and I put this little quilt. I had this, took this up with me like this. And I put this on the table like that, talking to him, and I was going to, and I had this, this promo pad, which is very flexible. This is a magnet, same as the foot. I had this laying there like that, and also the wrap. So I have a couple of things I carry with me. And I had this little wrap with me like this. So I'm talking to Dr. Frack, and we standing there, I got the stuff like this. He puts the cat here, the cat's looked like it's on his last legs, and it was skinny, the ribs are sticking out, no hair on it, you know, nothing, it was shaven clean, and the poor thing already looked sick. And they were going to euthanize it. So it was just laying there, he couldn't do anything. And I was talking to him, and all of a sudden the girl, the owner, his nurse says, "Oh my God, look at the cat." And it sensed this energy field of the infrared. And it put its little paws out and grabbed us and pulled us into it like that. It actually got this up underneath his lungs and around his head, and the cat started purring. Yeah, started purring. So I said, "Wow," Frank said, "Well, let's try something." So we pulled this over the cat like this. His head and front legs stuck out there. And I took this and we stuck it underneath around his lungs like this, okay, in the back. And we allowed this pad to put in the cage. The next morning, his nurse calls me frantically. He says, "Dr. Moscos," he says, "something's happening with the cat." I said, "What?" He says, "He's chasing all the other cats around the office." They have pet cats sit on the counters, big ones, you know. And this little scrawny little thing, it couldn't even walk. He was staggering. He said it can't hardly run, but it's chasing the cats around. And I said, "Well, I think I may have over-energized it." This magnet is pretty large for a cat to sit. I mean, to go from 0 to 100%, like that. So I went back and I took the 2 little mini bags, these things right here, like this. Now, these are low power. And we put them one on each side of the lungs in the front. And the cat settled down and was doing very well. So she made a little jacket for it. It was very interesting. You can see this cat. Got this little jacket, 3/4 sleeve, 2 little buttons, tiny buttons, 2 pockets inside with the 2 little deals inside the pockets. It's up home, the hair's growing out, except where the jacket fits. And it's just as pretty healthy. It doesn't take diuretics, stop the acupuncture. And it's living. It's 3 years now? About 3 years. Wow. We're going to euthanize the cat. So what does it know? Right? See, animals know it. That's why animals in the wild are so healthy. Our domestic pets are all have human illnesses. I never heard of animals in the wild having pancreatitis. I never heard of them having this, that, and the big CA and all that. Because they live in our environment. You see? That's the key, understand? Well, I thank you for coming. Look at Nikken, fantastic company. I'm just so thrilled to be associated with Nikken. And I'm going all out as much as I can to spread the word. and hopefully we'll get more people well, right?
Yes.
So, thank you very much.